Hello. Hello, AO. How's everybody this month? I am back at it. It's Greg Yamiko here, and I have a company called Efficients. For those that are new, I'll give a brief background. I started my career in the financial services. I did financial planning, in money management for a while. Then I started the mutual fund in '95. I was able to ride that wave up and up till 2000, and had a very successful investment firm called IPS Funds and IPS Millennium, our flagship fund. And then I rode the wave back down again in the early 2000s. I saw the world being connectivity through software. That's a lot of the investing that we did. We invested in companies that were creating a more connected civilization. And when I did that, we had those incredible returns. We were the number one growth and income fund in the country for 3 and 5 years in 2000. After seeing the slide and so forth, I saw the future being connectivity, and I wanted to have a software company, and I partnered with somebody else, April Cox, that we came together and we started Efficients. Went to India in 2004, set up my own office over there, have a team of developers there still. That's my team. And we got into mobile apps right in the beginning. I saw the future being mobile apps, or being the world operated within mobile apps, and how that was going to grow, or I envisioned it growing and being a huge part of how we operate today. And as we all know, it has been. And with that, we were starting building mobile apps around 2010, I think it was, right in that beginning thing. I think apps came out around 2008. We started either 2009 or 2010 building mobile apps for people. So what we do now is we build e-commerce applications, we build mobile apps, and we do a lot of data integration and so forth. So with that, I will jump into the questions. Okay, first question is Kevin Vinicky. Kevin asked, when exploring the opportunity to acquire a book of business, what should you be looking for during the initial investigation, and how would you structure the potential deal to mitigate risk? Business description and background question. I have been approached by a similar business to see if I was interested in working together on purchasing a book of business for bookkeeping clients. The current owner purchased the book of business previously and has since been hired full-time by one of the clients. This would be a nice addition if done correctly. I am looking for insight on how to handle this process and how to best to protect myself. My biggest fear is that clients will want to leave after a second acquisition transition, and I potentially have overpaid or made a bad deal. Thank you. Okay, Kevin. So here, I guess the most important things to look at would be to looking at the business in the sense of the income that's being generated from it. Okay, you have to look at the business, and you'll be looking at the financial statements. In this situation, when you're looking at a business, you're looking at the balance sheet and the income statement are the two key ones, and then potentially a cash flow statement. But what I also would want to be looking at is the bank statements showing the cash that is in that has come into the bank accounts of the business over a period of time. When you match that up with the income statement and you see where the money was coming from and that it was actually coming in cash, you get a more clearer, truer picture of what has been happening with the business. Income statements can be manipulated, they can show things, but when you see cash, as you've probably heard and we all have heard, cash is king, is that statement that's been out there forever. But looking at this cash inside the bank account and where it's coming from is a key awareness of where you are with this business. What else to look at? I would say that, I would talk to somebody, a financial or a professional in this space. I have a guy that is a CPA and a lawyer, and he has bought multiple businesses. So it'd be somebody like that I would want to talk to and say, when he has looked at buying businesses, what are the key things that he's looked for? I mean, that he saw as being a potential issue. Okay. And also you want to take a look at So if you can get a good advisor, that's going to be helpful. Of course, it's going to cost some money, but it could protect you here. Looking at the scope of the business, how much you're paying for, and so forth, it's always good to have good advisors to help you walk through these things. You'd want to make sure that the business is real, right? That those customers that they have are dedicated clients and are there paying and providing the ability to connect with them and to be engaged in the business. So you want to make sure that is the case. And I also, in doing the deal, what you said about protecting yourself from with the clients, if since it's a second acquisition, would they leave and so forth? Well, that's a key marketing and relationship type of situation you would want to handle. How you'd want to do that, in my opinion, I would market to these people with a letter telling them about the transition, and I would also call each one of them, tell them what's happening, ask them questions about what has their service been like, what have they liked about it, what do they think could be better, and by really engaging them that way and getting their concerns and their thoughts, you are building a relationship with that person. And it's all about listening. It's all about digging into where their concerns are, not trying to justify with what you're going to do and the solution you're going to provide, but to listen to them and see where they're coming from and let them tell you where you can be better and work to make sure that you build that relationship. That way they will stay on board. So those are some of the key areas I will look at. There's a lot more, of course, to deal with, but the generalities are there of how you can help to protect yourself with this. Thanks for the question, Kevin. So Gabriella Binkley asked the question, should I validate my service and business process before offering my service to the public? Business description and background of question. I am a prospect finder. I help independent professionals build their success networks by reaching out to their ideal prospects. I've been working with my first client. I'm enjoying the learning experience. She is also enjoying this opportunity to do something she's never done for her business. The service contract covers a 3-month period. I would have preferred to teach her the prospect finding, contacting process. This would have enabled me to dedicate time to reach new prospects. I feel like this experience has given me a better way to market my service before sharing this with a large group of connections like my social media contacts. Okay, so Gabriella, let's see here. I like the idea of making sure that you have all the kinks worked out when you do this, when you before you start offering it up to clients, because you could potentially have a good amount of business. It's more rare than it is, or less likely that you're going to be inundated. But most importantly, that you have these processes down on how you're going to work and manage your new clients. Okay, so going through this process and working out the kinks, I think, is very attractive. You could be posting some things in social media about what you're doing, or about people, about like articles or blog posts that would be telling them about the advantages of working with somebody, but not actually offering up your service. Like about the advantages of working with somebody that can help them with networking or prospecting or something like that. So I would be finding some other material or creating some material that you could be posting on social. So you're building up awareness about what you do and who you are. Then as you get ready to launch your product, that's when they will have more inclination to come to you. So I also like here that when you're putting together a new business like this and you're going after the target prospects, you say something about helping them deal with their ideal prospects. So do you have a process that helps them zero in on who their target customer is? And as you probably heard, that the riches are in the niches. And when you teach people to find their ideal client and build out that avatar and determine who that is and then go after that client, they are so much further ahead than those people that just throw darts at a board hoping something will stick. You got to focus on who those clients are and where they are. where they're located. So, like when I say located, like where are they spending their time online? Where are they spending their time physically? And with that, that's going to get you the ability to connect with them and find them a lot more easily, as you probably know, given what you're doing. I'm just saying, is this part of your process that that they're paying for and what you're helping? Okay. You said the service contract covers a 3 month period, but you would prefer to teach her the prospect finding contracting process. So does that mean not included in the 3 month process? I wasn't clear on what you meant by that. So a little bit more detail there would be helpful, but making sure that the work that you do is going to allow them to have um, a completion and a result that shows real value to them. Okay, remember business. Everybody remember that business is all about creating value. Okay, when you're talking to people, you got to talk to them in the sense of this is the value that I'm offering you or the solution that I provide for you, because you have to take care of their pains. They don't care what you do or how great you are. They care about the pain that you can take care of for them. So keeping that in mind and moving forward with that. I like what you're doing here. It's everybody needs help in this area, so just get it refined, get it figured out, and then build up the social media space with educational pieces now, but then offer your service when you have gone through this trial and error period that's going to get you honed in on how exactly you best operate and manage this business. Hope that helps. Ricardo Delegado asks, how do I keep myself accountable and keep track of my goals? Business description and background of question. I'm looking for ways to start tracking my goals, both in business and personal. And are there any strategies you can recommend to me or simple advice to start? Thanks for your help. So, definitely goals are huge, but people think about goals in ways that are not helpful to them. So let me give you a few thoughts on that. And write down your goals. But key part of accomplishing goals is writing down what you are trying to accomplish, and then writing down the steps that you are taking to get to your goals. Okay, when you keep track of your goals, when you write them down, if you've read any books out there or talked to successful people, they're going to tell you that when you write it down, it puts the ideas and thoughts into a more concrete aspect of the vision you're trying to create. So that's key. Now you can use your phone to go to notes and to start creating a process there. You can create a spreadsheet, or you can do some other method of finding a software out there that can help you with tracking your goals. Um, a key part of this, though, is making them visible. Okay, put your goals up. Put them up on your wall. Put them in your bathroom. Put them next to your computer. When your computer screen comes up, the saver, the what you have saved on your screen is these goals you're trying to accomplish. Okay, when you can continue to see them, and it pushes to the front of mind for one, but it also helps to continue to feed your subconscious mind, which helps propel you to do the things that you need to do to help get to your goals. Okay, so when I said at first about, people have goals but they don't look at them the right way, what I'm saying is this: if you it's better to have a process goal than it is to have just a standard goal. So let's look at something that everybody typically has a goal around, and that's like weight. Okay, so if you say a goal that I want to lose 20 pounds in the next 6 months, in the next quarter, the next year, whatever it may be, that is not a good of a goal as to setting a goal that is the process to get you to losing that weight. Okay, so if you said, I'm going to get a trainer and work out twice a week with a trainer for the next quarter so I can lose 20 pounds. You see the difference in that? It's the steps, the goal of being the steps of working out twice a week that's going to get you to losing the weight. Okay, or you can set a goal of I'm going to eat a low carb diet consisting of these things so I can lose 20 pounds. That sets in place a process of you following a specific food selection that's going to allow you to lose that weight. So think of your goals that way and think of them as a process instead of just an end result. So I'd also would map out your goals. Okay, I'd map them. I mean, I would look at breaking them down, like in business. And I've talked about this book before, Good to Great. It's one of the best business books out there of our time. Okay, you've got Peter Drucker that wrote stuff back in the 60s and 70s and so on. He was a great management mind for forever. Jim Collins put together Good to Great off of research that he did on a variety of companies. When you read the book, you understand it's a key read because it helps you with areas of your business that are very important. And one of them is to create a BHAG. Okay, what they found in the very successful companies that went from good to great was that they had a vision down the road, or what he calls BHAG, which is big, hairy, audacious goal. And that's a goal that's 10 to 20 and even 30 years out that is big and like don't think you could get there, but it propels everybody to go in a certain direction. Like a great BHAG was in the early 1960s, John F. Kennedy said, we're going to put a man on the moon by the end of this decade. Well, that goal was put into vision, and then even after John F. Kennedy was gone, the our country was propelled in this direction, and we landed on the moon in '69. So it's you start out with that driver, the big, hairy, audacious goal, okay, and then you look at because that gives you direction of where you're going. And then you break that down. What's my 3 to 5 year goal? Okay, what is my 1 year goal, and what is my 90-day goal, and then what am I doing this week to get to the 90-day goal? What am I doing these 90 days to get me to the 1 year goal? What am I doing this 1 year to get me to that 3 to 5 year goal, which ultimately will get you to that BHAG? Now, you don't need to break down more than that. Okay, so if you have a 20-year goal to accomplish some big significant thing, change the lives of 1 million people doing the value you're providing, then you don't need to break it down into 15-year, 10-year. You got to get a starting point to get you to the far place, and then what's the steps that are going to take place now, and then you can break those down. Like I said, a 3 to 5, a 1 year, and a quarter goal, and then this week goal, which you can even develop into what am I going to do today to get to my week? What am I going to do this week to get to my quarterly? What am I going to do this quarter to get to my year? And that way you create those steps. It's like you gotta take the baby steps before you can walk, and you gotta walk before you can run. That's really what this is, how this works, and in a mindset that allows you to figure out if you create this big, hairy, audacious goal, and it's like, well, I don't know how I'm going to get there. How you get there is backing into that one way or other. What can I be doing today? And then where do I need to be in a year? Where do I need to be in 3 to 5? If I'm going that direction, then I'm propelling myself to there. Now, a lot of times you won't get to all these goals, but you'll make a lot of progress, and then you adjust. Every quarter you're adjusting to get to that year. Every year you're adjusting to get to that 3 to 5 year. And every 3 to 5 years you're adjusting to get to that BHAG. Okay? So hopefully that breaking it down that way, Ricardo, will help you with how to set goals. There's spreadsheet stuff out there. There's other things that you can be doing to track and follow your goals. So let's see. Cheston Salisbury asked, how can I create a bigger sense of urgency around making money? Business description and background question. I've been an entrepreneur for 10 plus years, have always made just enough, in quotes, just enough, but have never really had a strong desire to make more than just enough. Yes, I want to make more, have more, and be more, but there are obviously some serious mental hurdles I have been unable to overcome. What mindset shifts do you recommend to go from being not money motivated, to I can do, have, be more with more income? What are different ways to look at the issue and could be motivating, exciting to me as opposed to just making more money? Are there different objectives you've experienced that are just as rewarding as having a big bank account that motivates and inspires you? Okay, so very interesting question, because it comes down to what we all have to deal with, which is, in many cases, is we are our own worst enemy, so to speak, but we are the one holding ourselves back. We are the ones preventing ourselves from getting it. It's not the outside world. It's not this person, this other person. It's not the economic situation of the world. It's those things are outside of us and can always be overcome. What usually holds most of us back is our self-imposed limitations, and we all have them. And I've had to break through of what I call scarcity consciousness instead of being in abundance mindset. Okay, scarcity consciousness or abundance mindset. Scarcity consciousness is there's not enough of this, there's not enough money, there's not enough time, there's not enough people, there's not the right people, there's just too much to be done. Those limiting mindsets hold us back. And the mindset of I'm not deserving of making this amount of money. I'm not deserving of making $50,000 a year. I'm not deserving of making $100,000 a year. I'm not deserving of making $1 million a year. Okay? That is, by doing that, when we don't feel like we deserve it, then we hold ourselves to that point. And no matter what we do, we create circumstances, consciously, unconsciously, that prevent us from going past that point. So you have to break through that self-imposed limitation. And let's see. So there's some things that you can do, and I'm going to give you a little bit of insight around. I would look up Peter Sage. Okay, he is a motivational guy. He trained with Tony Robbins, and I think he is actually simpler in a lot of cases of understanding and getting to the nuts and bolts of the things that you can do to make your world better. He's got like a multi-levels of programs, but he's got a program that's like $50 a month or like $350 a year that you can have, and you get lessons every week or so that helps you with understanding self-imposed limitations, developing an abundance mindset, and so on. So I'd recommend that for you to help get out of a potential limiting mindset. Okay. Again, his name is Peter Sage, and he's done like 6, 7 TED Talks. You'd be probably pretty hard to find somebody who's done that many TED Talks, but he is phenomenal. And he is, I've coached with him and really love his work. So I wanted to say something else about this, but I think that is it. So anyway, I hope that helps you. And again, be looking at your mindset, and those self-imposed limitations are what's key. So next question. Carrington Crowthers asks, how do you optimize your connections at networking events? Business description and background question. I ran a brand photography business in Massachusetts that helps brands grow through content creation, and I have been attending a fair amount of networking events, meeting people one-to-one, follow-up meetings, trying to expand my local connections and get to know more people. I have given out many referrals and gotten thank you emails from people for booked clients based on referrals or connection, but haven't seen a return yet come to my end. What are some long-term and short-term strategies to improve my networking relationship? I don't expect a change to happen overnight, but would like to improve in the networking world. Thanks. Okay. So I thought you asked another question, Carrington, but here are my thoughts. Showing genuine interest in people, like it seems like you've been doing, and helping them is a key to making your world better. Okay, the universe operates in certain law, and the certain laws, natural laws, and the law of giving will allow for the law of reaping. Okay, and you keep on giving like you're doing, showing genuine interest in other people, figuring out how you can help them, how you could be of value, valuable will be returned to you. Now, it's not exactly on the time scale that we wish, but you keep doing what you're doing, you keep putting that vibe out into the world, it will come back on you. I guarantee it. I've seen it over and over again. So don't be discouraged that it's not happening right away. Just keep putting it out there and so forth. One other thing I could help is that I would try to be more clear on what you do. Okay, so when I read Dip's part that says I run a brand photography business that helps brands grow through content creation. Okay, it sounds kind of like, to me, is I don't know, when you say brand photography, I'm not sure what you're saying. So is that how you're portraying yourself, and are people confused by what you do? Um, I see that by helping brands grow through content creation, that it sounds like you're helping them with writing blogs or other things that or maybe taking pictures of things that will display and put out, and so they can put on social media. So are you a social media person that actually use photography to help create an envisionment of their brand, or do you actually create the brands for people? So if I'm confused on what you wrote here, maybe other people are confused on what exactly you're doing, so it's harder for them to picture in their mind what you do and be able to, when they talk to somebody, realize, hey, you know what? You need help in that area? I've got Carrington over here that does XYZ and can help you with that. So I would just create a, a shift. I mean, how you demonstrate, how you talk about who you are and what you're doing is key here, and maybe something that's holding you back. So think about that. Reach out to me at greg@efficients.us if you want more, and that applies to everybody. I'm open to helping anybody and everybody here with some of the thoughts that I provide, and we can go into more details if you email me. Next question is Selena Medina asks, what is a good way to develop a business plan? Business description and background. A question: I have a service-based business, tattoos, and I have a ton of ideas and fragments in text, but I really don't know the first thing about writing a business plan. What should I include? Okay, Selena. First thing I would do is I would Google business plans. There's all kinds of them out there. I would search through a few of them, and I would search through some of them and find one that resonates with you. Okay, you don't need a 40, 50 page business plan. You want something that will support, you may have some supporting documents that will go with a three, no more than 4 pages, but I try to keep it to 2 pages that gives you the general categories about what I do, who's the people who's my target market, how I'm going to go about finding those people in the target market, okay, and then how, once you find how to get to them, how are you going to use that to market to them? Are these people on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Are they located at a place down the street from you? Okay, where are they congregating? Do these people show up at Starbucks regularly and have coffee? Or do they meet in groups and so forth somewhere? What is it, and where you find them, and then figuring that out and make a plan about how you're going to get to them, and then what are you going to offer them, and how is that offer going to make sure it's demonstrated in the form of showing the solutions to the pains that they are having. Okay, remember that it's all about solving people's problems and solving people's pains, and when you do that, you create value for others, and they want to talk to you. Okay, if you send an email out to somebody and you say, and this is for everybody out there, you send an email out to somebody and said, hey, I'm Greg and I have a software company and we do great software. We build great apps, we build great e-commerce applications. Please come see me, or please call me and I'll help you. Okay, that's not going to work, and I'm not going to get any attention to that email. If I put an email out and says that, are you having trouble? Are you having difficulty with your salespeople demonstrating all the different products that you offer? Okay. Is there an easier way for your salespeople to communicate what you're offering to them? And in that format, it could be something like, well, we build mobile apps. I don't know if I'd get into it right at that point, but we have solutions that can help you with this kind of thing and get people to respond to you. And then with that, I would say something like, once I get them on the call, it's like, are you having trouble with these things? Well, ask them a bunch of questions, and then it comes to solution time. When it does come to solution time, it's like, we can build you a mobile app that will list all your products, so that when your medical device salespeople are out in the field and you've got hundreds or thousands of products to offer, they can sort and look through the right products and provide the descriptions, and are they in inventory, and what are the breakdown in prices, what are the lowest prices you can go to, and that way you can solve your problem with a solution that I provide. So okay, so think about things like that. I would look at doing a spreadsheet of what you would need for your business. Okay, when I say what you would need, like, what's your projected revenue given what you do now, and then maybe put it under three assumptions. Okay, one, a low amount of business assumption, two, a medium amount of business assumption, and a high business assumption. Okay, so the low is that you're getting 3 people a week to come in and do tattoos. What would be the revenue generated if you had 3 people a week coming in to do tattoos? Okay, and then you got to list out your cost. Okay, what is the rent I have to pay for the place that I have? What are the materials that I have to buy? What is the insurance that I have? What is the cell phone? What is my phone bill, which is normally my cell phone, going to be for offering this business? What are the any other travel type situations? It just, you got to come up with all the costs in your respective area, and you got to really dig in. If you look at some sample spreadsheets out there, you'll see things that will prompt you. Okay, oh yeah, insurance. I didn't think about it. I need insurance for the business, for my business place, to cover all my materials. I also need insurance in case somebody sues me that I did a tattoo they didn't like, or it was wrong, or something else, or it faded, or the colors were wrong, and so they sue me for that. How am I going to be protected from that? Okay, so factoring in these different things, what kind of equipment do you have to buy? Once you put all that stuff in there, and then you look at your low side, low revenue, your medium revenue, high revenue, you look at that and you say, okay, well, if I'm only getting 3 people a week to do tattoos, I'm not paying my bills. I'm at risk of going out of business. Okay, what's the medium side? If I'm at medium, I'm actually paying my cost at medium revenue, and I am, or medium potential, medium, the middle of the road potential business that you could be doing. So maybe that's, say, 10 tattoos a week. Okay, and the high could be like 20 tattoos a week. So anyway, any of that on there, you're determining which number of the scenarios that you have, and then what the numbers look like. Do you actually show a profit with the medium and with the high? What is your cost? Now, even if you have a high revenue, you may not be paying your bills because your bills could be way too high. Your rent, you could be located in a place that rent's really high, and if you're getting 20 people a week, you're still not breaking even. And that all needs to be factored in to determine if the business is viable and if you should go out on your own and do your own business. Okay, so those are the key things that I would be looking at and trying to make happen. Okay, hope that helps. Okay, and Selena Medina asks, how do I ask for a raise in my day job? Okay, so I thought there was somebody here that had 2 questions. So Selena was also asking, I work in, or has background of this, around this question is, I work in a very niche position. There are very few people in my industry that do what I do. I am a compliance and education manager for a tattoo ink company. These products are coming in into heavy regulations in recent years, and people who know the territory are in short supply. I also wear many other hats for the company. Based on our industry, replacing me would be expensive, if even capable. I have never had the ability to negotiate when it comes to money. I'm not sure where to even start. I am not from the corporate world. I'm a tattoo artist who landed here trying to keep people in business and safe products for tattooing. What other strategies I could use in increasing my salary, benefits, or otherwise, and how would you recommend I go about doing it? I'm a very hard worker, and I do believe the company appreciates me. My salary increases have been a typical COLA increase of like 4%, and it's not keeping me happy. Okay, Selena. The most significant thing you can do for yourself is to go out and look at other opportunities and interview with some places and get a if you get an offer or get an idea of what the other places would be that would they would pay you. You can also go on to Indeed, and Indeed is one key marketplace or one worker marketplace out there that has significant data associated with it. There's others, and I would get into those and I would find out what your average salary would be in your position. Okay, looking at it as to what it is in general, and then what it is in your area. Okay, there's going to be variations of money in different cities. You're going to get paid more in New York City than you are going to be paid in Des Moines, Iowa, or Knoxville, Tennessee, or wherever, somewhere else that has a lower cost of living. So you factor that into your situation. Okay, now the easiest way to get a raise is to say, hey, I got a job offer. I'm looking to move over. If they really want you, they're going to say, wait, we need you. Don't leave us. And they say, what are they offering to pay you? And they're going to say, $5,000 to $10,000 above what I'm making right now. They may increase the salary to do that. Okay. So, there are other tactics you can use to negotiate, but I think that's the most important ones for you. Won't get into a lot of nitty gritty there, but looking at if you say that this job is very rare, the people for this job is rare, I would be, wait a minute, did I just do something on my computer? Okay, everything looks like it's working still. I would do those things. Go look at Indeed, see what the money is out there. Then you can go to your boss and say that, hey, I see people are getting paid this much more in my field. I would like to see if you would give me a raise to be more in line with the marketplace. If you're in line with the marketplace already, then the key option, the most leverage that you have is to go out and get an offer from another company. Okay. So even if you're like the offer comes from a place in another city that you don't want to move to, at least getting the offer that gives you leverage to tell the person that, hey, I'm considering this and so forth. Don't say you don't want to move. Say like I'm considering this opportunity, but it's a job that I will do because I want to make more money, and go from there. See what the feedback is. Okay, so I got another question. My last question here is from Mark Gibson. Now, Mark asked the question. I'll go ahead and read the question. What process would be best to define leap of faith assumptions when trying to bring a product to market that has never been developed before? Business description and background of question. Currently developing a non-technical data analytics tool, business intelligence, for small business to be able to readily have access to data analytics. We are currently in the period of uncertainty of who our initial target audience will be. Currently working on developing a minimally viable product that encompasses KPIs that businesses would find useful. We are looking to gather attention off of our basic KPI framework for most businesses. After defining our key assumptions on a target audience, we'll look to represent the current MVP and further refine the KPIs to that particular industry business model. So I like what you're doing, Mark. I'm in the software space. I've looked at a lot of different business intelligence software, and they are usually very complex, very sophisticated. Lots of things required. You got to tap into the databases of the companies that you're working with to act and to pull out all that data so the analytics will actually work. So what you're doing is for smaller businesses that don't have access, you'd probably be plugging into their accounting software, which could be QuickBooks or Xero or something like that, and extracting that data to get some basic metrics for them to follow and find the ability to monitor businesses more closely, which gets them to make adjustments and moves and iterate so that they can advance their business. So it's huge what you're doing, and I really like the sound of this. What you say here is the process would be best to define leap of faith assumptions. I'm not sure what you're meaning by that. I can do some guessing, but I would rather not. I'd rather to know what you mean by what is leap of faith assumptions when trying to bring a product to market that has never been developed before. And so if you can email me and give me some ideas about your leap of faith assumptions, or maybe somebody else can, if you create clarity around your question, then maybe some of the other coaches here in AO could help you find this. If this comes back around to me again, I'd be happy to dig into this question when you provide some clarity to that. Okay, I hope that helps, Mark. Sure, sorry it's limited, but I don't want to just dig in and go off the wall and talk for a while about something that is what could be way off base. So that's all the questions I have for today. Everybody have a good, excellent month, and go out and make big things happen. Push on that flywheel, which is part of the good to great, and you get your flywheel spinning. You're moving everybody in the right direction, and as the more you push, the faster it spins, and the better you are to get towards your BHAG, that big, hairy, audacious goal that you have set up to improve your company, your lives, and the lives of other people. Have a good week and a good month. Talk to you. Till next time.